Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsey.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsey.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Life with the Lindseys. And we are on video.
We're on video now. So if you're just listening to this in your car, like you could be looking at our faces.
Don't you want to look at our
Why don't you look at our
And
face?
this is my good sign.
Why don't you look at our faces? But we're super excited to be with you all. We're also praying for everybody who is in the path, or who was in the path of Hurricane Ida, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, those places. But we wanted to talk about marriage today, and it's crazy because I have a lot of friends, more than usual, who are either in the process of a divorce, they are about to divorce, or they are divorced.
Yeah.
And it's very depressing, you know, and sometimes I don't know really what to say to them, except, you know, I'm your brother, I'm your friend, I'm going to be with you no matter what decision that you make. Yeah. But that process can be extremely, extremely difficult, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. And the thinking that I had about marriage is I came into it with this mindset like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so perfect.
Yeah.
And what happens is, when your expectations are consistently not being met, you think in your head, I believe it begins to take you on a path that's towards divorce, because you think in your head, my expectations aren't being met, but if I am single or if I go with somebody else, those expectations will finally be met. Right. And I feel like there is illusion that the enemy likes to put over marriages that makes you think the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Like it's greener. And don't get me wrong, we understand there's reasons for divorce, like abandonment, a person leaves you, cheating, different things like that, abuse. But I feel like in general, like when people are like, I just don't like this person anymore, or I just, they're not a good leader, or some reason, right? We come up with reasons in our head, right? Where we just feel like the grass is greener on the other side. And I look at those things like hurricanes, right? Like a hurricane comes into your life, and the eye of the storm only lasts, 15 to 20 miles per hour. It's not going to stay, the eye of the storm's not going to stay over your home forever. It's temporary. And what the hurricane does is it comes through and it like removes any bad foundations, right? And I feel like when you hit hard times in your marriage, the foundation can get ripped up because maybe you placed your hope in your spouse, or maybe you had the wrong expectations of your spouse, or maybe you're critical or nagging, or whatever the case is. It just uproots things, right? Maybe there was adultery, maybe there was whatever reason, right? It begins to rip it up and pull it up. And then when the hurricane leaves, you look at all the damage and you're like, oh my gosh, do I want to stay? Do I want to abandon this house and go build another one? Or am I going to clean up this house, get the right foundation, and rebuild and build again and see what God wants me to do? Yeah.
Well, I think the first thing you said is really good, because you got to check your expectations.
Heck yeah.
Most people are disappointed or frustrated right now in their marriage because they had an expectation. And many people go into marriage with this expectation, like you said, that everything's going to be perfect. This person's going to fulfill all of my needs, all of my desires. Everything's going to be fine. And then what happens is, the person does not meet your expectations. And here's the thing, they are not supposed to. That person's not supposed to meet all of your wants and all that.
They're not God.
That person isn't God. And then you're like, well, I never expected this, because you can look in your marriage and you may be newly married, or you may be in this, what you believe to be a really great marriage. You may be thinking like, nothing that has ever happened to such and so could happen in my house. And I'm going to tell you something, never say never.
That's right.
Because you could be susceptible to whatever kind of situation, and your marriage will be tested. Your house will be tested. One of the things that I told one of my friends, I said, listen, man, I don't know if you want to leave your wife for who she is right now, because who you're leaving right now may not be who she's becoming.
Come on.
And the goal of marriage, even in times when you don't want to be there, like, you know, I know my calling. You can't fire me from my calling. I can get fired from a job, but that's why God didn't call me to have a job. He gave me a calling. So with my calling, you can't fire me from that. I may be frustrated with it, but I still can't get away from it. Like, you know, I had somebody who like got upset when my DMs were like, so you just gonna leave the pulpit? And I was like, no, crazy. I didn't leave the pulpit. I just took it with me.
Yeah, that's real.
Because you can't leave something that you're called to.
Yeah.
And whether I'm on the stage, whether I'm in the car, whether I'm serving in a parking lot, I still got the pulpit with me.
Yeah.
My persona, like who I am, goes with me.
Yeah.
And so you can't fire me from that. It's the same way. It's almost like in the marriage, you have to make that decision. Okay, am I willing to stick out this hurricane? Am I willing to stick out the hard times? And after the hurricane, you had to survey the damage. It may be a lot of damage.
Really bad.
It might be really bad. But then at that point, you have to ask yourself the question, am I willing to rebuild?
Yeah.
Or do I just want to run and just start something new somewhere else? Because your idea is, well, if I go start something new somewhere else, then that's going to be better. But that new may not be the place you're supposed to go. And
the same you is
going to show up. And you're like, well, I'm going to find me somebody else that's going to be different. And then we know so many people who are divorced, they're single, and they're miserable. Because they're like, well, this dating thing is not, it ain't good. It ain't like it used to be to go date. And I don't know where to find nobody. Like, you know, we got people who like, well, I'm going to the lounges, but I can't find them there.
Yeah.
Like, do I go to the grocery store? I mean, women getting dressed up wearing stilettos to Target.
I'm going to put some on for you, baby.
And to go to Target?
For you, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another conversation. But you know what I'm saying, babe? Like it's
real. It's real. And then what happens is you drive by that completely remodeled home that looks amazing, and then now it's a multi-million-dollar home, and then you're like, wait, hold up.
Like what? Hold on. So now this person done moved on,
and wait, now all of a sudden they're killing it. They're loving Jesus. They're walking by faith. They're making millions now. Like you gave up on the process. It was being remodeled.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like there's so many marriages being remodeled right now.
Yeah.
And so many people are giving up on the process and the journey and the hard time. Hard times are real, y'all. We're not saying that those hard times aren't real, but what I'm saying is like you can still rebuild and God can make it better, and He can raise your dead marriage.
Yeah.
Right? He can make it sweeter. He can make it better. And He will reveal to you what areas you need to work on. Yeah. I think for years I felt like, you know, I was perfect. I know, it's so crazy. Like
you felt that way?
I felt that way. Like that's so crazy. And I felt like He was always wrong, right? And I was always right.
That's so amazing. Like that, like this is actually being recorded right now. That's so amazing.
So I felt like that for years. And I remember the Holy Spirit really just challenging me. And He was like, do you even want to be around your nagging, criticizing self, judgmental self? And I was like, ooh, like would I want to be married to me? And I was like, of course, right? But if you really think about it, I was so judgy and critical and perfectionist and everything's to be perfect. And I don't like being around people like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sucks.
And I had to realize and take responsibility for the areas that I need to work on.
Yeah.
Right? And calm down, right? Yeah. And not be so stressed out. I think it's so easy for us to look at everybody else and the areas they need to work on without taking any responsibility. We were listening to a song on the way here, Tamia. Is it Tamia? There's a Stranger in My House.
Stranger in My House, yeah.
Took a while to figure out. And she was like, and then she was like, she's like, or is it me? Is the stranger in me?
She said, is a stranger in me?
And I was like, you know what? I'm thankful she took responsibility. You know, I never heard that before.
She at least asked herself the question, or am I the stranger?
Am I the problem? Yeah. Right? Because so many times we look at our spouse, like our spouse is the issue. If he would just change, if he was just more affectionate, if he would just get a job, if he, but maybe look at yourself and say, what do I need to work on? How do I need to change?
I do think a big problem is, is a lack of self-awareness.
That's real.
We are more critical and more judgy, and the world needs less criticism and needs lot more self-awareness.
That's real.
And to be self-aware is to be mature.
That's real.
Because maturity says I am aware of my own issues. And here's the thing, when you become aware of your own issues, you don't really have time
Come on.
To really be concerned about somebody else's.
Come on.
That's why, like, you will ruin your marriage by saying, by always thinking this is what my spouse needs to do for me, instead of saying this is what I come in to do for my spouse. It's like to be more self-aware. Like, one thing that you had to do for your own journey. And I had to realize that. Like, I remember I used to call you Perfect Penelope. I'm like, here you go with your perfect self. All right. Because I would listen to my music. You didn't even know I listened to rap music for a while.
For a long time.
Because I was like, I don't want to hear her mouth. And so I would get in the car and I'd be like, she'd be like, oh, you're listening to these spirits in the car. And I'd be like, here we go. So I had to wait to get out of the car. I would drive to the barbershop, or I would drive different places and, I'm blasting J. Cole. And I'm like, I'm having me a good time. Then you get in the car, we go into the grocery store and J. Cole's on. I'm like, oh, and I got to put on, what's the girl? Carrie Job. I had to listen to Carrie Job and Hillcrest, Hillsong, and all them people. I'm just like, yo, this is whack. This is legit whack. Because I don't necessarily care anything about church culture. Like, I love Jesus, but when it comes to like church culture and all that kind of stuff like that, that's not me. I went to church growing up. I don't care nothing about gospel music. Like, I don't care nothing about it. I don't care nothing about gospel art. I don't like that. I don't like the genre itself. I just don't care nothing about it. So when it came to it, I was like, I don't want to listen to that, But then you would say, oh, I kind of get on to me. But I had to realize, like, that's your journey. The same way I have my own journey. Yeah. But I had to be self-aware to know, okay, Cornelius, you ain't perfect either, bro. Like, you have a lot of issues you got to deal with.
What?
But we have to. Oh, you already knew that. I tell you all the time. Hold on, sister. I tell you that. Hold on. You ain't gonna tell the people? You're not gonna tell the people? Hold on. What, you gonna do that for real? You know. The last person in this room who like they perfect is me. Could you please clarify to the people?
Okay, baby. You don't act like you're perfect.
Absolutely not. I'd be like, yo, I'd be the main one to tell you in a heartbeat, like, yo, this ain't it. And talking about being imperfect, people need to go to therapy.
Yes. I actually have a therapy appointment this week and I'm really looking forward to it.
Go, girl.
We love BetterHelp, you guys. It's one of our favorite organizations that are really helping people to get into therapy. And what I love about it is it's virtual. You can connect with somebody and within 48 hours, you go online, you fill out a form, and they match you with a therapist that you can trust. And this isn't like self-help. This is a licensed therapist that's going to walk out life with you and walk through this journey. So if you're struggling in your marriage, y'all, like, go seek therapy. If you're single and you're really just struggling with being single and being content and wondering when God's timing is, therapy can help you to literally get to the root of what's going on in your life and walk out that journey with you. Yeah.
And one of the reasons why we love our sponsor, BetterHelp, is the fact that this is something that is private. It is online. So you don't have to worry about going to sit down in an office, having people look at you like, what you doing? Like, what you do with your life and all that kind of stuff. Right. So, it gives you that very private factor. But they have licensed professional counselors who are specialized in self-esteem, grief, relationships, anxiety, depression, stress, sleep and trauma, all that kind of stuff. It's super convenient. It's extremely professional and it's very affordable. We've even had friends who went with our sponsor, BetterHelp. Mm-hmm. They went and they got financial aid because they was like, I couldn't afford it. And they were actually BetterHelp was able to help them to get a financial aid plan that actually helped them to get it. So y'all, we want y'all to start living a happier life today. As our listeners, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/Lindseys. Join over 1 million people who've taken care of their mental health. Again, it's BetterHelp, HELP, BetterHelp.com/Lindseys. And that's our last name with an S, but it's LINDSEYS. So it's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Lindseys.
Sidebar, I could not find my curling iron this morning. It's packed up. I got to get organized.
Baby, I really feel like you're really hard on yourself.
I am. I need
you're
to work
super hard on yourself. Like, your hair looks fine, babe.
I know. I just like everything.
You look
perfect.
good. I like this look.
This is a different look, right?
It is
and
a different
look.
look.
Combat boots on.
I love it. I really like this look.
I love it.
So, I mean, like, usually, you're like girly girl. So, like,
really
usually
girly,
you do like, frills and what y'all call them? Ruffles and stuff. Like, you be doing ruffles and, really colors and stuff. But I like this. It's mad dope.
I think
I really like it.
So we're talking about investing in your marriage, fighting for your marriage. And, the thing is this, like, and I'm even thankful now because you don't play a lot of that music because you know that I'm not crazy about it. So you're not like just still blaring it
Yeah, like I'm not
car.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blare with you in the car.
But it's not like
even
it's
in the
like
car. I mean, we'll like, we listen to R&B songs, like old
like
R&B songs.
Yeah, we
old
laugh
R&B
and
songs in the
sing
car.
and
But like I won't listen to I know, like new J. Cole album or new Kanye. I'm not gonna listen to that in the car with you. I know that's not gonna be something you're gonna want.
Yeah.
So I keep those playlists for the gym.
I appreciate that, baby.
You're welcome.
I do. But it's just meeting in the middle in that place, right? And it's me not being critical and judgmental of your walk with the Lord and being like, oh my gosh, you're listening to secular music. Here we go.
Right.
But instead,
or even how I eat, because I eat meat.
Yeah.
And you don't.
Right. And so just being like, you know what, if he wants to eat meat, like,
I'm grown.
How can I order it and make it easier for you? Like you were landing last night and it was late and I was like, dang, he's going to be hungry because he probably hasn't ate all day.
Right.
So let me just order some food and have it here. So when he gets here, the food is here.
Right.
And just not being like, I'm only going to order him veggies. Like, I'm not his mama. This is my man, right? And,
I'm grown.
Right.
We both grown.
We both grown.
We adults.
I got to tell you guys this funny story. So I showed my husband this bag and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. It's like $4,000 and I got 2 of them this weekend. And he's like, wow, that's cool, babe. And I was like, wait.
I didn't. I was like, wow. I was like, great.
But that's an $8,000 bag. Like,
listen, okay, here's how I look at it.
Make it make sense.
Here's
I would have been stressed. That was not in the budget. We did not discuss it.
Yeah, but like for me, I'm like, yo, you grown. If you looked at it and you made that decision for yourself and you said, you know what, this is what I want to do for me. I felt like at the time we could get it, we could afford it, we could take care of it. Then who am I to sit here and be like, what? You did this? And like that was the beginning of our marriage.
Yeah.
Remember, that was the beginning of our marriage. And I felt like that was stressful because there's that bit of control where you like, we need to, I get it. Like we can have those conversations, but obviously if you were somewhere and you felt like I wanted to get this at this particular time, then that's just it. And I'm not going to stress out about money. I'm not going to stress out about this. Like, obviously, I trust you enough to know that, yo, this is what you wanted to get. You looked at everything. And I was like, you got it.
No, babe, I would never.
You was like, no, I didn't actually do that.
This bag is this amount, not that amount. I would never spend that. But
you spent that before.
Well, dang, we just put my business out there. Look,
no, I'm just saying.
Hold on, y'all.
That's why it wasn't a big shock to me.
Chanel appreciates.
Chanel appreciates. Chanel who?
Right. So what I'm saying is Chanel.
Oh, Chanel. It's about the designer girl.
Yeah, the amount I paid, like I could flip one of my bags and get thousands more. Come on, I could resell it because Chanel just increased their prices.
Here we go.
So
let's say Louis did too. Louis Vuitton went up 15%.
They did. But that for me was such right. That was such a win for me. And you didn't know, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like I would freak out if you were like, hey babe, I just dropped $8,000. I would like, what are you doing? Return it.
But I don't. But for that, like being married, I'm just like
do that though.
No, I wouldn't. That's not me. That's my personality. I'm like, yo, if you obviously you looked at everything and you thought I wanted to do this for me.
I appreciate that though, babe.
I wouldn't buy it because I don't like to spend $100. Like if I see something and it's over 100, I'm like, yo,
y'all don't understand. He calls me 100. Oh, I call you 100 times. Bro. Like, babe, talk this out with me. What you think?
Help me to understand. Like, help me. Like, I'll like, shoot, I got on this cart, what is it? Carhartt, whatever it is. I love these shirts. I love them.
I love this color.
They're amazing. I love these shirts. But these shirts cost me $50.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted.
These shirts. All right. The machinery works. All right.
Thank the Lord.
But like these shirts cost me like $15. Like for me, I can do that. But then I go somewhere and like, I see a shirt.
Stressed.
Oh,
he gets stressed. He don't like.
Remember the time I was in Burberry and I was like, this is not, I love it. I was like, no, there's no way I can in my head think I'm going to get that. I don't care how much money I got.
I just like, if we budget and we plan for it, then it's good. But I believe that I should have communicated that and talked it out with you. You know what I mean? If I were to make a big purchase in my head.
In my head, I'd be like, well, she thought about it. Like, let her rock out.
That's amazing.
She works hard.
But no, I appreciate it. No, I do. Because I'm like, I am hard on myself.
You really hard on yourself. Yeah. And you should like, I be telling you all the time, like, yo, calm down, Sister Soldier.
I'm calming. You be proud, babe. I'm
just
calming.
Calm down. Like, chill out. Enjoy life. Like, legit enjoy life. Life is already stressful for everybody else. Just enjoy it.
Yeah. And I'm learning to calm down. But that's the great thing about marriage, y'all. Like, I feel like with every year and every season, we get better
Yeah.
And we grow together. We're both always growing. Not one of us isn't just staying stagnant.
Yeah.
It's like you might grow in an area and be like, babe, you got to come up here. You know, I might grow in an area. I'm like, babe, you got to come up here. It's like we're both growing with, you know, working out, eating healthy, like spending time with the Lord, like whatever the case is, we're both growing on a regular basis.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. And I look back and say, wow, if we would have quit on year 1,
Yeah.
like we wouldn't have gotten to the beauty of year 11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I like year 11. It's great. It's much better than year 1.
Yeah.
We're growing up. And I feel like it's like we gave our marriage a chance to mature and grow up, and we're seeing the beauty of it. But we've had reasons we felt like, oh, I'm quitting. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, especially that first year, I was like, this ninja crazy. Ain't no way. And
I felt like you was crazy. I was like, this. I was like, hold up. Who is this woman? And who does she think she is?
A stranger in my house. You see, it took a while to figure out.
There's no way she could be who she says she is.
There's a stranger in my house.
You gotta be somebody else, because she just wouldn't treat me like this.
And he wouldn't do me like he does. He would adore me. He wouldn't ignore me.
And I'm convinced. Pop quiz.
Tell me where we first.
No, where we first kissed. Come on, baby. You gotta.
Tell me where my spot is.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
I know I'm hot.
But
it's hot.
that was like, you know, that was year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, 6. But marriage is going to take some work.
Heck yeah.
And I think that people, and here's the thing, if you're in a stage, you say, well, we're in a rebuilding stage. I know the couples, the friends, other guys who I know who are married, all of them are in a rebuilding stage. Not necessarily, I mean, you know, everybody, something happened to all of them, but many of them just got distracted. They start, you know, it's just they start pulling away from each other. So we're all rebuilding. But think about the people, you know, people who are going to have to rebuild after Hurricane Ida.
Yeah.
Rebuilding is not easy.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming because you got to put up a new foundation and you got to do new walls.
I just want to throw it all away.
Yeah, you're like, no, just leave it. Just leave it all.
And just let it deteriorate.
Yeah. Rebuilding is not fun. But if you give it the proper time and you say, you know what, I'm going to commit to rebuilding because this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where God called me. And I mean, go back and remember those vows. Better or for worse. And there could be more for worse than there is for better. You know, for sickness or in health. There may be more days of sickness than there is health. For richer or for poor. There may be some days of poor. But can you stay long enough for the days of richer? Like,
come on.
I think one of the things that, you know, when I met you, I was broke. You know what I mean?
But baby, you were broke, but you were paying most of the bills. My money was fun money, like the money that I brought in on my side. I mean, it's all ours, but
yeah, you know what I mean. But what I'm saying is like, you remember we had those conversations. We talked about purpose, talked about this. But I was like, yo, like just stick with me, because we going somewhere. We're going somewhere. You know, here's the vision. Here's what we're doing. And then, you know, every time it was like, okay, this is where we're supposed to be. This is where we're supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to do. And I think that's a conversation we did have probably on another podcast about. One of the main reasons why I think a lot of marriages are suffering right now is because they lack vision.
They lack vision. Come on.
They lack vision.
I don't know where we going, what we doing.
And one of the main things that a woman needs is a plan. Because she was, you know, I ain't gonna get into all that.
No, go there. Go there real quick. She needs a plan. Come on, baby. Just we'll talk about it more next week, but give us a little taste.
A woman needs a plan. She was created from man to help. So a helpmeet comes on board to help with the plan. If there is no plan, then how does she help? If you look around in church, if you look around in corporations, look around in businesses and stuff right now, we all, you know, people will say, well, why is there so many women in church? It's because women are natural nurturers. Women come in to help. So more women are coming in to help with the nursery. They come in to help with the ushering and the greeting and the parking lot and everything else at the church because that's what they do. They're willing to follow the man on the stage because he has a plan. And then the husband sits at home and gets upset and says, I don't know why you keep going to that church. She's going not just because she loves Jesus. She's going because there is a clear plan.
Come on.
Because the pastor is communicating vision.
Come on, baby.
And she goes there to get filled up on vision once a week because she comes back home where there is no vision. And the Bible tells us where there is no vision,
come on, the people will perish.
The family perishes. The children don't know where we're going. The wife doesn't know where I'm headed. And he is left thinking because for some reason, and it's big, it's a lot because we've been fooled into thinking that the vision is the job. And so a man gets a job and he feels like, well, I'm supposed to be fulfilled in the job, but the job don't fulfill because the job was only the stepping stone for the vision. But that's all. I mean, I guess that it's a lot.
It's so good, but you're right. It's like I couldn't dare give up on the future of us.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how hard.
Because you know the vision.
Oh yeah,
you've seen the vision.
Oh yeah, I've seen the vision.
Absolutely. And we're gonna keep talking about the vision.
Oh yeah, and it's just like, and not only that. You can't give up on the future version of me. You said that to somebody. I forgot where we were.
Oh, I said that recently because one of my boys who's getting divorced, he asked me the question. He said, so why are you staying with Heather? Because naturally for women, your response is for your husband to say, because I love her. It's not natural for husbands to love. That's why the scripture says, husbands, love your wife as you love your flesh. It's natural for me to respect or disrespect. It's not really natural for you to respect or disrespect because that's not. But it's natural for you to love.
Come on.
So my response to him wasn't, because I love her. My response was because I see the vision.
Yeah.
And so I can't quit on the vision.
It's so good, baby.
Because the vision has to be fulfilled. So now, because I have vision, this is bigger than me.
Come on.
So I can't leave my family because this is bigger than me. I don't have an option not to work on my marriage because this is bigger than me. There's a vision that is bigger than me.
Come on.
But when you don't have a vision, it's easier for you to leave your wife. It's easier for you to leave your kids. It's easier for you to leave your job. It's easier for you to leave wherever you are because there is no vision.
I'm about to shout, baby.
So a wife would be like, well, I'm going to just leave. She leaves because there is no vision. And then she says, well, I can't. She said, well, he's not a good leader. I don't know what he's doing. No, there's just no vision. We don't know where we're going. So why am I staying here? And then she goes out. She's trying to find her a man.
That's got a vision.
So any man who speaks a vision on a first date, she's automatically googly eyed, like, oh my God. Because what's the first thing the woman does when she goes into church? She looks over a man. She says, that's going to be my husband. She already in her head has a vision of what this is going to be. That's why so many women
especially if his hands lifted up. It's a wrap.
That's why so many women are always saying, oh, I had a vision. That's going to be my husband. I had a vision to be my husband. Because women want vision. They're trying to figure out, what can I come together with my husband to help with? What can I help him do? And then you got the women out there, they're like, well, I can do it all by myself. Baby, you weren't created for that.
Come on.
That ain't what you were created for. And I know you've been hurt by men, and I know that daddy wasn't there, and I know that you feel like you've been let down by God or hurt by the pastor or hurt by whatever it may be. But baby, you weren't created for that.
Come on.
You need vision. But that's a whole nother conversation for that. But nevertheless, we appreciate y'all for joining us this time. I know we kind of just left y'all on this one, but we love y'all so much.
We love y'all. This is so good. So I think we should continue this conversation.
Yeah, we can definitely
marriage again next week.
All right, y'all. We love y'all so much.
Subscribe, like,
support,
leave a loving comment. We don't read them, but we would really appreciate it.
We don't read them, but if you're on my YouTube right now, you can't because I don't live comments on my YouTube.
Well, I mean, like on Apple and stuff. We see them on YouTube, but we don't see them in like other places.
Oh yeah, I don't.
But it helps the viewing, so keep liking,
please,
subscribing.
Please leave reviews.
And then Life with the Lindseys on Instagram, Heather L. Love on Instagram.
Yeah, and This is Cornelius on Instagram, TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. But y'all, we love y'all so much, man. God bless. Introduces. We out.